Okay, silence, la classe, la classe. Okay, so you've just done birthday with your friend, asking them when their birthday is. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to be listening to the days of the week, but you're going to do it in a way that you're going to listen to see which student gets the days of the week in the correct order. So who will it be? Hélène, Karim, Sébastien, or Nathalie? Now, when we do this, you're not just thinking about writing down the name of the student that you think, oh, they get it right, and then I'm done. We want you to be active in your listening, okay? So what can we do to organize ourselves? Any idea? Okay, because we're asking you to identify which of these four says the days of the week in French in the correct order. So what could you do? Oui, monsieur? I'm not sure how that's going to help you actively to listen. What else could you do?
You could write the first letter of the day that they say.
Brilliant. You could write the first letter of the week that they're going to say as you're listening, because they will ask, or sorry, they will say the days of the week in the order that you see their names here. So you could put écoute, écoutez, cinq, Helen, Hélène, sorry, Karim, Sébastien, and Nathalie. Okay? And as you just said, you could write the letter, the first letter of the days of the week as they say that, right? At the bottom of the page, here you have the days of the week. Are they in order or not? Evelyn?
I think they are.
Okay. Well, let's check. Will, what do you think? They are. They are in order. Is this correct? They're not capitalized. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes.
How do you know?
Because you told us yes. So I was like, I don't know.
Okay. What did I tell you that's different about the dates in French as it is compared to what we do in English? What did we say? Someone who hasn't spoken today. Someone who hasn't spoken today. Oui, monsieur.
In English, we usually have capital letters for most Sundays.
Okay. But in French we don't. We just don't. It's a difference, isn't it? Okay. Was my PowerPoint right when I showed you that? No. And what did I say? We had to change it, didn't we? And I changed it then and there. Okay. So say these with me. Lundi. Mardi. Mercredi. Jeudi. Vendredi. Samedi. And my favorite, dimanche. Now, when we listen, we have one good technique. We could just write, okay, the first letter as you see it here, as you hear it, them say it, right? Just like that. Is that what you meant, sir? Yes? Okay. Is there any other approaches we could do? Because we're actively listening. We're not just hoping to get one of the names and say, oh, I've got it. What else can we do, Will?
We've got the days of the week in there.
You could, if you need support, you could use your vocabulaire and have your vocab next to you. What else could we do?
When we did that letter thing, we could do that just with this.
Sorry?
You know, we did that bingo thing.
Yep.
We could do that with this.
That was in the other, that was just salt.
But we are doing a listening. What we're trying to do is active strategies. We're not just sitting there, just listening. We're trying to take in strategies. What can we do to make sure that we arrive at a secure answer? So that's one strategy, right? What else could you do? I can think of something else to do with that. Maybe I think it's really stressful to write that for every single one. Could I write it at the top? I'll turn that back on now. Could I write it at the top and then as I hear it, could I put a tick? Could I do that? Does that make sense? Are there any other things that you can think of that you might do as we're listening, just to make sure that you're actively listening, that you're not hoping for the best answer, that you're actually engaged with the activity? Is there anything else? Okay. When we're finished, we will discuss how we arrived at our answers and what strategies that maybe you tried. Okay, so here it goes. You will hear this being played 2 times. Okay, they will go by this order of the people as well. So there's no surprises. Monsieur?
Page 8.
Silence.
Exercise 5. Listen.
Active
Who says the
listening.
days of the week in the right order? Hélène, Karim, Sébastien, or Nathalie?
1.
Okay, I'm just pausing it there for a second because I could hear some echoing. Yes, it's nice to hear the person speak, but it needs to be quiet. You need to allow everyone to do their very best, and it starts now. If you were to do that in your GCSE in the main hall, you fail your GCSE. The same thing is expected in the classroom. There's no talking. You shouldn't shout out if you get it or if you don't. Okay, we discuss when it's finished. Okay? Right now you're actively listening. I will walk around to see any techniques and discuss them.
Exercise 5. Listen. Who says the days of the week in the right order? Hélène, Karim, Sébastien, or Nathalie?
1. Hélène.
Lundi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, mardi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, mardi, samedi, dimanche.
2. Karim.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche.
3. Sébastien.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, vendredi, samedi, jeudi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, vendredi, samedi, jeudi, dimanche.
4. Nathalie.
Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche. Lundi, mardi, mercredi, jeudi, vendredi, samedi, dimanche.
Page 8.
Okay, thank you for maintaining silence so we can listen to that. Now, we're going to do a show of hands and then we'll discuss the techniques ever so quickly. How many of you thought it was Hélène, the first one? How many of you thought it was Karim? Okay. Quite a few of you. How many of you thought it was Sebastian? How many of you thought it was Natalie? Okay. How many of you, and just be honest, because it's okay, we're just starting French, how many of you were not sure and you made a guess? Okay? It would be perfectly fine to do that. How many of you were not sure and didn't come up with an answer? Okay. Right. If you're in an exam and you're doing the listening, should you leave your answer blank? Okay, why not, Elizabeth?
Because even in like this, you might get it right.
You might get it right. So the worst thing you could ever do is to leave something blank. Can you sit correctly, please? Merci beaucoup. Have a go as you're listening, okay? Right? Just have a go and just try, because you're putting forth your best foot, aren't you? You're showing your effort if you have a go and make a choice, right? If you don't have a go, you leave something blank, you have no chance of getting it right. So I'm an examiner for GCSE. So we are told as senior examiners that if someone leaves something blank, to take off the maximum points possible. So let's say that that was worth 2 points. You would get 2 points taken off your exam. Okay. Did anyone come up with a different answer other than the options that I just gave you? Because I said Helen, Karim, Sebastian, Natalie didn't give an answer, or you guessed.
I picked both Perry and Natalie because they both seem to be right. So.
Okay. Did anyone else pick more than one? Okay. Great. Okay, hands down. Why is it important to listen to the full passage before selecting your final answer? This is such a good example of it.
Because for this example, there's actually 2 that are correct.
Yep.
So if you only listened to one of them, and then which was correct, but you didn't listen to all of them, you could actually miss one and then lose one.
I couldn't have said it better than you. When I did this on my own with another class, and then again with you now because I knew the answer, I stopped at Kareem. I was a bit too proud of myself. I got the correct answer and I stopped listening. But this exam question would have been worth 2 marks because it's 2 people, correct? So I would have lost a mark, wouldn't I? Yeah, so it's really important that you listen to the full passage. It's also important that, again, you're using an active strategy in your listening. That you're not just hoping to get the answer, but that you do something like this. Does that make sense? I think this is a perfect place to finish our lesson today. You can leave your books on the table, pack away, and stand quietly.